My film comes under the thriller genre. It uses this genre as it involves the typical codes and conventions. For example, the chase scene, it's quite fast paced, and it's got a non-diegetic sound. And it keeps the audience at the edge of their seats due to all the tension and suspense. But however, it also challenges the typical codes and conventions, as the setting of the film is in broad daylight, and the film doesn't involve any shadows or any dark lighting or anything like that. I think my film represents particular social groups in a realistic way. It involves mainly West Asian male teenagers. However, this is unconventional in most conventional thrillers. But it shows like what Asian youths are really like in today's everyday lives. It shows all their problems and affairs, and it represents them in a gang life, which is having a large impact on the Asian culture and also all of the black and white other ethnic groups. It also represents a lower social class, as it involves money, violence, bad relationships between youths. The main target audience for my film, I would say, would be teenagers around 15 up until probably 20. This is because the characters are in the film actually that age, and as it involves gangs and teenage problems, the audience can relate to their production. Although the opening only contains males, it can still relate to females, as they're usually involved with bad relationships, and that can have a big impact on the problems between young youths. Other demographic grouping would be the social grade. I would say it would be mainly classes D and E, as a lot of teenagers, people who go to college and maybe even university, they don't have much money, they know what it's like living in the slums, and they could find this film interesting and even relate to it. This is again because of the problems involved in the film. However, higher social grades may also find interest, as they like to see what life was like for a lower social grade, or maybe they even experienced some of these things. These apply to the thriller genre, as they are quite popular with teenagers and gangs and crime and everything. I've rated the film as a 15 due to the violence and a few of the images involved. This is a popular rating for many thrillers, as most thrillers involve a lot of violence and scenes which shouldn't be viewed by a young age. Basically, I think I attracted this audience by involving a lot of gang-related problems and basically just teenagers acting in the movie and being in the script. The music is a fast beat, which intensifies the opening and makes the viewer interested, and a lot of teenagers and young adults in the 21st century are into that kind of music. They like fast-paced, making your heart beat films. The advertising techniques I would use to attract the audience would be through radio, TV, magazines and the internet. This is because a lot of teenagers have access and constantly use these types of media. As I already know the basics of using a DV camera, for example recording and playing back the video, I found it easy to use the camera, record and capture. However, I applied all the media concepts, such as the different angles and the camera shots, for example panning, tracking and crane shots. This helped make my opening sequence a lot more free-flowing, a little more natural and give realistic effects. Going back to the preliminary task, I think I have learned quite a lot. Firstly, about working in a group and all the different problems that may occur and did occur, such as my original partner letting me down. But on the other hand, I teamed up with someone more trustworthy, and we successfully completed our production. My ability to use the camera has improved quite a lot, as I mentioned before. I can now use all the features. I know how to use a variety of different shots and angles. For example, match an action and the 180-degree rule, and how it shouldn't be broken, or else the sequence wouldn't look right. I applied all this knowledge into my production, as I included many of the shots and angles. Therefore filming took probably a lot less time than expected, as I learned how to use the camera to a high level.